Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders board. Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports. And the topic of discussion today is Las Vegas Raiders busts. I'll be honest, I do this show every year. I don't love doing this one, but it is one that people always ask me, hey, Mitch, who are some players that you think might flop in terms of what the expectation is? If you don't know what a bust is, it's a player who is overhyped during offseason, is overhyped entering the season. A good bust idea for last season was how much people were looking at Chandler Jones and expecting a lot more, which actually is my first player here for my Raiders 2023 bust. I'm going to go with Chandler Jones yet again. I still think when you look at the amount of money that the Silver and Black invested into him as an edge rusher, and there are still a lot of people out there that know that Jones and Tyree Wilson are going to be splitting reps, but if you're still expecting that guy who's putting up 11, 12 sacks a season, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're going to get it. He was carted off week 16 with an elbow injury. I was told by a source that he actually contemplated retirement this offseason. And then when they restructured his contract, it was more of him being prepared that, from what I understand, I believe this is going to be his final season in the NFL, or at least with the Raiders. And then the last two seasons, he hasn't been all that consistent. He had 3 sacks last year, and he had 4.5 sacks for the entire season. You go back and look at the last 2 years, 18 games where he doesn't record a sack, 66.6% of the time. Like, for the amount of money that the Raiders gave Chandler Jones, they gave him money in terms of being a elite pass rusher next to Max Crosby. And I'm sorry, that's not what the Raiders got whatsoever. There's a reason why his nickname here on the show at times earlier in the year was "Where's Waldo?" And don't get me wrong, he got double-teamed a lot in 748 snaps, 63.8 overall grade according to PFF, 65.5 run defense grade, which he did play a lot better in against the run than what he got credit for. But no disrespect to Chandler, and no disrespect to a lot of edge rushers out there. You get paid the money you do to bring the quarterback down. And the fact that 3 of your sacks came in one game explains everything that you need to know about Chandler Jones. I hope I'm wrong on all these busts. Let's get that one thing clear. I hope I am so wrong on every player that you see today. Really am. But I have to be able to make the show, right? So name a Raiders player who you think will be a bust this year. It's going to be the pinned comment. Let's get the haterade going down below. You're going to get hit with the YouTube ad break right now, so scroll on down and let me know. All right, let's go to the next player here. It's Matthew Butler, the defensive tackle from Tennessee. The Raiders, they drafted Butler last season, and we've known for a long time this team needs more interior defensive line help. He played in 6 games as a rookie and was a healthy scratch in multiple games. I was told by a source that the Raiders, right now, already after 1 year, regret drafting Butler. I was also told that he is not a lock to make the 53-man roster. So you consider the fact that they drafted Byron Young. You consider the fact that they drafted Nesta Jade. Then you also look at some of the other moves that this team has made in free agency. Like, to me, I look at this Raiders depth chart, and I can make a legitimate argument that Butler is way down that list, honestly. Like, he needs to go out and show up this offseason. He needs to impress this coaching staff because they're not going to keep 8 defensive tackles, and they have ties with some other players from top to bottom. So Matthew Butler, it's time to step up here because I'm sorry, right now you are an early bust candidate for me. Raider Nation, man, I am super excited to talk to you all about a brand new sponsor here on the Raiders Report. Huge shout out to Bird Dogs, and if you want to get started, go to birddogs.com and make sure you use promo code CHAT. If you don't know who they are, well, listen up. As someone who loves looking good and feeling confident, I'm excited to share my personal experience with our new sponsor, Bird Dogs. These shorts and pants have truly changed the game for me. The fit is unparalleled. I've never felt better in any other clothing item. Not only do they make me look great, but they're so comfortable that I can wear them all day without feeling restricted. Plus, the stretchy fabric hugs my legs in all the right places. You guys know what I'm talking about. When it comes to shorts and pants, I want 3 things. I want fit, comfort, and versatility. Plain and simple. If the shorts don't fit me right, I'm not going to wear them. In terms of comfort, I want my twigs and berries all in one area. And these are the shorts that help you do that. On top of that, they make the caboose look pretty darn good too. Versatility. I want to be able to make a show here with Chugs. Then I want to be able to go grab drinks. Maybe I can go to date night afterwards. If you're a golfer, these are the perfect shorts for golfing. I am so excited the fact that we have Bird Dogs, because I've been wearing these shorts for years. If you're ready to elevate your wardrobe with Bird Dogs, click the link in the description and the comments, or go to birddogs.com. And when you enter promo code CHAT, they'll throw in a free Yeti-style tumbler with every order. So one more time here, it's birddogs.com, promo code CHAT. And guess what? I used the code. Check it out. What do you think? Pretty sick tumbler. We could probably fill up some drinks on here. You know what I'm talking about. We're going to have a good time in the summertime. Huge, again, shout out to Bird Dogs for sponsoring the Raiders show. I don't want you busting out of your shorts. Go get your hands on some Bird Dogs. Let's go to the next player here on the Raiders Report. It's Neil Farrell, another defensive tackle. When you think about how much of a need DT was last season, actions speak louder than words. Matthew Butler, Neil Farrell Jr. were healthy scratches multiple times. He played in only 9 games as a rookie. And I'm telling y'all right now, the person I wish I could tell you who told me this, that Farrell is lazy and has bad work ethic, because I know for a fact, for every single person that watches this show, if I could tell you who told me that, you'd be like, holy shit, that's a really bad sign. And Farrell, I already know he could be buried a little bit on the depth chart. The Raiders have been looking for a true nose tackle, and to me, I'm telling you, Nesta Jade Silvera, who they drafted in the 7th round, he's coming for Neil Farrell's job. And it wouldn't surprise me at the end of May, at the end of June, at the end of July, the more and more reports start coming out that, guess what? He's just getting flat out beat. I'm going to say it reminds me a little bit of the whole Arden Key, Max Crosby days, where I'm going a little old school Raiders Report, where Arden Key was the more highly touted player. But guess what? Max Crosby had the better work ethic. If Neil Farrell Jr. doesn't get his act together, Nesta Jade Silvera has got phenomenal work ethic, and he's going to put Farrell to shame. If you are looking for more free Raiders videos, look no further. Turn on those notifications and hit that subscribe button. Huge shout out to today's Raiders Report watcher, Roxy, Lord Buddy Bear. Hey, if people are willing to send in jerseys, that just goes to show how awesome of a family we got here. Join the Raiders Report family and hit that subscribe button. Let's go to the next bust candidate here on the Raiders Report, presented by Bird Dogs, Alex Bars. Alex Bars definitely looks like somebody who would probably rock a pair of Bird Dogs, and that's really going to be the only thing I'm saying positive about him on today's show. He started at right guard last season. When we interviewed Jermaine Illuminor earlier this offseason, he said that, okay, he could see Bars starting at right guard again. I'm going to look at all of you directly in the eyes right now. Please, for the love of God, Alex Bars cannot start a single game for this Raiders team. No disrespect to Bars. He can be a backup center option. He can be a backup guard option. But if you're trying to legitimately win football games in the NFL, Bars can't be a starting option. He might be a great player in the locker room. He might be. But I am sorry. I watched so much of Bars last season, and it made me want to go absolutely positively nuts. But if you want to just have him because he knows Carmen Brasillo, he knows the coaching staff. From what I understand, he is an A-plus guy. This is what's tough, though, about the NFL. This is what's tough about doing the Raiders Report. I know people that are very good friends with Bars, and they're probably going to hate on me for saying this. But my job is to always be as honest as possible. And Bars is not a starting caliber offensive lineman in the NFL. He's not a starting caliber offensive lineman on the Raiders. Look at his numbers from PFF last year. In 852 snaps, overall grade of 45.4, a run blocking grade of 39.6, a pass blocking grade of 55.4. When you have a quarterback that is as injury prone as Jimmy Garoppolo, he is a liability. No disrespect, but that's just my truth. We got one more bust coming up here on today's show. If you want to interact with me on social media, stay up to date on news, it's Twitter, my personal life, Instagram, extra live shows on locals, and then if you want some crazy wishes or whatever, I won't show you my feet. That's out of the question. But if you want a funny birthday wish, Cameo is an option. Let's go to the final bust one, and this is probably going to be the name that gets people more upset than anybody else. It's Divine Ceablo. I love Divine Ceablo when he first came out of college. Virginia Tech safety, linebacker hybrid type of prospect. Played in only 8 games last season. He's a good run defender. However, he has struggled in coverage. The reason why he's on this list is because, from what I understand, he actually has a pretty short leash. And what do I mean by that? Last season, the Raiders started him in all 8 games that he was healthy. But this is a team that wants results. And I know for a fact that they love Pola-Mao, and they've been telling him to bulk up a little bit to be a box safety linebacker hybrid type of player. And if this team, who did not draft Deablo, if halfway through the season they're like, this is not the guy that fits our Patrick Graham system, then they're going to replace him. Josh McDaniels, Dave Ziegler, they want their guys. Do I like Deablo? Do I want him to work out? No question about it. To me, he has the athletic ability. If you put him in the right system, he's going to be a good player. But I know Robert Spillane is going to be the main linebacker, if 100% healthy, this season for the Raiders. Anything besides that, it's up for grabs. They drafted Bernie, who I do see being a little bit more as a special teams player. They like Luke Masterson. I just told you how they feel about Pola-Mao. If Divine doesn't start showing that he has the ability to cover in the NFL, he's going to find himself on the bench. And for that reason, that could be a bust candidate. So one more time here are my Raiders 2023 busts. If you want to post this on any social media, all I ask is that you tag me at MitchellRent365. So before I head on out of here, who's somebody that I left off my list? And if you don't want to put anyone down there, I get it. I get that it's not an easy thing to do. But at the end of the day, this is how you get better. You realize your weaknesses and you turn them into strengths. Hopefully everyone on this bust list doesn't bust and they perform and, have a hell of a year, because that means good things for the Raiders. I'm heading out. If you made it this far in the video, you're a real one.